All right, this is day 10 of me picking an album from this filter and working out to it and giving it a review. This is a series I've been doing on this channel called Muscle Music. Let's do James Brown live at the Apollo. That sounds like fun.
Realize I'm the one I love you. How much of all your happiness?
All right, we're back from the gym. We did a pretty grueling leg day, and here are my thoughts on James Brown's Live at the Apollo. So I have a great deal of respect for James Brown. I think he is one of the best performers of all time. He has an amazing voice, super big charisma, just oozes like sex appeal. And this is my first like full listen of a James Brown album, and it was pretty fantastic. So the first thing I noticed was that this album is only like 33 minutes, so it's relatively short, especially for a live album. Usually I feel like it goes on for like 2 hours or something like that. So I appreciate it for being short, but in this scenario, it's almost too short. I kind of wanted more out of it. But for what you get out of it, it's fantastic. It's just soulful R&B cuts from James Brown in his prime. So, I mean, what more can you ask for? Plus, I don't really know what like concert etiquette was like back in the 60s, especially like Beatles albums and this one specifically. But women and everyone in the audience just goes fucking crazy. They just have these loud, blood-curdling screams that just come out so clearly because this album was recorded fantastically. There's really only like one or two like microphone blips, but I mean, it's 1963, so you gotta give it some credit there. My only two gripes with this album is the track Lost Yourself, which is 10 minutes and 43 seconds, which on an album that is 33 minutes takes up a third of the album. And it's not a bad song in any regard, it's just very repetitive after a while. And I feel like he like goes into the crowd, into some crowd work, which is fine, you know, for a live setting. I would have loved to see this live. But on repeated playbacks, it's a bit much. Even when DJs would play this album in entirety back in the day because it was so popular, they would literally cut it off halfway through just so they could run ads and then just replay the other like 5 minutes or whatever. Plus, my only other gripe is with the closing track, Night Train, which is a decent track. I really liked it. It just doesn't really end that big, you know, especially for this kind of performance. You want a big closer, and it just kind of goes out with a whimper, so. Plus, this album has like 3 different instrumental bridges, which are all different tracks, and they're all like 7 seconds of just like the backing band, the Famous Flames, just kind of going crazy, which I really enjoyed. I think that's kind of an interesting addition. But yeah, it was a great listen. My favorite tracks probably have to go to Try Me, Think, as well as Night Train. But yeah, it was a great album, surprisingly decent to work out to. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it about a low to mid 8 out of 10. I think that's right about where I'm sitting. Like and follow for more on this episode.